This week, Mercury, ruler of the mental realm, retrogrades back into Leo the Lion. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, August 12th through Sunday, August 18th, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment, here to do your weekly intuitive energy forecast. For this week, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. That'll be the main message for everyone. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, is going to be coming from the Priestess of Light Oracle deck by Sandra Ann Taylor and Kimberly Weber. So before we get into looking at your stones of choice or talking about the astrology for the week, let's go ahead and settle in and do an empowered moment. So take a deep breath and close your eyes. Exhale and relax your body and clear your mind. If you're able to, put your feet flat on the floor with your legs uncrossed so the energy can flow freely. Visualize, sense, see, feel, or just know that you're surrounded in this beautiful, unconditionally loving, protective, guiding, golden white light. This is the golden white light of God, source, energy, creator, all that is. And when you fully feel or see that you're immersed in this golden white light, take in a deep breath and breathe it into every cell of your body. And as you exhale, have the intention that you're releasing and letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs in this moment. And silently calling in your angels, guides, master guides, and teachers of the highest vibration of light, asking for whatever messages of wisdom and guidance is in your highest and best interest to know this week. For we have Mercury, the messenger planet, the planet that rules thoughts, ideas, perceptions, communications, retrograding back from Virgo into Leo. And while Mercury is retrograde, in his retrograde cycle for the next few days, it allows us an opportunity to go deeper into the mental body, to understand what we need to understand, to come up with creative solutions if we have difficulties in our lives. It allows us to hear the messages of our inner soul, our higher soul self, as well as our angels and guides, just by taking that silent, reflective time to listen, to be aware. And as Mercury retrogrades into Leo, it's all about confidence and courage, creative self-expression, leadership, and authenticity, to focus on all of these things in a more detailed manner. To listen to the messages of guidance from Spirit, the whispers from Spirit, asking us to step into our light. For Leo is ruled by the sun, and the sun is the giver of light. So as Mercury retrogrades in Leo, it's about finding your inner light and shining it out for all the world to see. How do you wish to shine your light out into the world? This is a question to contemplate during this week and the days thereafter as Mercury is retrograde in Leo the Lion. Let's take one last deep healing, cleansing, balancing breath. And as you exhale and in your own time, you can open your eyes, returning to this time and place and space. Let's get ready to look at our stones of choice. And I chose all three of these stones have quartz as its base. There are different types of quartz, or actually different minerals within the quartz. So let's go ahead and see what we got. We've got red calcite in quartz. And so you can see clearly the splotches of the red calcite, but it's actually in a piece of clear quartz. And so this actually has a really nice feel to it. I don't know, I love holding on to this. And this red calcite with clear quartz, it's going to activate the root chakra with that red calcite, right? The root chakra is all about grounding and stability and security and safety. And the clear quartz is going to activate the crown chakra for higher wisdom, knowledge, and clarity. And I know that with Mercury retrograde right now, we're all needing a little bit of clarity, right? That's what Mercury retrograde is for, is to do your research and reevaluate. And so this one here activates the root and crown chakra both. This is also going to help with physical vitality, as well as, again, those energies of safety and security. All right, and then stone number 2, this is a smoky quartz. Now, I don't know if you can see the light smokiness in it, and this is actually a double terminated smoky quartz. So there's what's called a point on either side. So that is a unique feature of this smoky quartz. And the smoky quartz is also going to activate the root chakra and the crown chakra. So the root chakra for grounding, and this is a highly protective crystal as well. It also helps us with emotional stability and to overcome fears. And again, the quartz part of it, the smoky quartz, that's going to assist us in moving forward beyond any challenges that we're currently experiencing. And then stone number 3 is also a quartz, and it's also a double terminated quartz with a point on both sides, but this one has black tourmaline in it. So you can see these little nuggets, if you will, of the black tourmaline within the quartz, the clear quartz. This is kind of more of a milky white quartz, right? And so again, we've got root chakra with the black tourmaline and the crown chakra. All three of these are root chakra, crown chakra, grounding, stability, security, higher awareness, mental clarity, messages from the divine. So they have that in common. This one helps as a highly protective stone. The smoky quartz is protective too, but with the black tourmaline, this is a hugely protective stone that helps to shield you from lower vibrational energies or negative energies and even psychic attack energies. This one also creates a huge ability to ground your mental focus. And also with the black tourmaline there, it helps us to release obsessive thoughts. And so if we are going round and round in our head with like these obsessive thoughts or anxieties, this one is going to help as well. So again, our stones of choice are the red calcite in the quartz. So go with, again, some of the information is very similar. Go with what draws you, right? So the red calcite in the quartz, the double terminated smoky quartz, and the black tourmaline in the milky white quartz. All right, let's put those aside. Let's talk about the astrology for the week. There's a fair amount of things going on astrologically. So When we have a lot of astrological connections between planets, there's usually, within our environment, within our relationships, within circumstances and situations in our life, there's a lot going on or shifting or changing. The first thing we're going to talk about, though, doesn't happen until Wednesday, the 14th of August. On Wednesday, the 14th, we have Mercury, who's currently, at this point, retrograde in Virgo. But, Wednesday, it's still in Virgo, retrograding. And Virgo is a very logical, analytical, detail-oriented sign. And this is the sign that Mercury naturally rules. So Mercury in Virgo is quite at home here. On Wednesday, it's going to make a difficult or challenging inconjunct aspect to Pluto, planet of death and rebirth, transformation and regeneration. It rules the unconscious, it rules the shadow side. And Pluto is still currently retrograde in Aquarius. So these two together, this is kind of assisting us in looking at the more detailed picture, right? We talk about the bigger picture, but Virgo is about the detailed picture, all the little details. And with Pluto's influence, we're looking into our subconscious, unconscious, our shadow side, looking at where we might still need healing within our mental body and our thoughts and our perceptions and how we're believing about things or looking at things. And we can have some great insights with Pluto. Pluto's here to help us transmute, transcend, transform some of these energies of frustration or anxiety or doubt or, whatever is coming up on the mental body level that might be a little challenging. Also on Wednesday the 14th, we have Mars, which is the planet of energy, action, and forward movement, currently in Gemini. Gemini is mutable, changeable, air, and air is about thoughts again, so we're into the mental realm still with Gemini. So Mars and Gemini can kind of be all over the place, right? If Mars is about physical energy or forward movement, Gemini kind of is vacillating. So we might be a little bit all over the place here. And on Wednesday, Mars and Gemini is connecting with Jupiter, the expander. Jupiter, the planet that does bring blessings of abundance and prosperity, but Jupiter also is about our belief systems and likes to expand what it touches. And Jupiter is currently in Gemini as well. So Jupiter's going to be there until next spring, right? It stays in a sign for a whole year. So Jupiter's going to make this kind of chaotic, vacillating, changeable Gemini energy a little bit bigger. And it could also increase all types of communication because Gemini does rule speaking, teaching, writing, blogging, messages, information. So lots of information coming in, lots of messages coming in. It could be from other people that we know. It could be from organizations that we're connected to. It could be from spirit. So definitely listen to what you're getting. And trust it. Sometimes Gemini, because it's so logical, it has a little bit of a hard time trusting the information or the messages that it's getting. But I feel like there's a flurry of activity, a flurry of communications here. But again, we might not be very grounded and we might not be very sure or certain about the information that's coming to us. Therefore, we're changing every, few minutes. We're changing our mind or changing our perspective and not sure what to think. It can be kind of an overwhelming energy. So, be prepared to feel mentally overwhelmed by all that's going on. And we're still on Wednesday the 14th. The last thing that happens for Wednesday is that Mercury retrograde, right? And we started out by saying Mercury was in Virgo connecting to Pluto, but on the very same day, it actually retrogrades back into Leo. So now we're back into Leo for the next few weeks as it retrogrades back to 21 degrees. I think it's the 28th or 29th of August that it turns back to direct motion at that point. But then it's going to continue to be in Leo into September before it goes back into Virgo. So Mercury retrograde in Leo. Leo's about how we're shining our light. It's about our creative self-expression. It's about our confidence and our courage and our take charge ability to be a leader and take charge of our lives and again shine our light out to all the world to see. be empowered, right? Leo to me is kind of like, it's the solar plexus chakra, but it's also the heart chakra. Leo rules the heart, but I feel like it's our personal power as well, that leadership, confidence, courage. So all of these things are going to be highlighted as that shift happens back into Leo. Then on Thursday the 15th, we've got the sun, which is in Leo, and the sun is how we shine our light, and it's the ego and our self-expression. And it's in a positive connection to Chiron, the wounded healer, who is in Aries, which is another fire sign, just like Leo. So this is actually supporting our healing journey in regards to our sense of self-identity and independence and again, leadership ability, take charge ability, initiation ability, the ability to initiate something for ourselves, initiate our creative self-expression, for instance, or initiate our movement forward, initiate that confidence and courage. So Chiron is the wounded healer, but this is a positive connection. So I feel like this is going to support us in coming into that fiery Leo/Aries energy where those two planets are. And then also on Thursday, we have Mercury retrograde in Leo, and now it's in a difficult connection or inconjunct to Neptune. Neptune rules the spiritual realm, the things that are unseen and intangible. Neptune also rules, as it rules the spiritual realm, kind of magic and mystery and miracles. And it's in Pisces right now. So this is about trust and faith, right? Mercury is logical. It's about the logical mind. But Neptune is about the spiritual world, the spiritual realms, and it's trust and faith. So we really have to try to adjust what we're maybe seeing or how we're seeing something or understanding something on a 3D level. And we have to shift that perspective to know that divine timing is at play, the divine unfolding of circumstances and situations is happening, and that maybe there's something going on behind the scenes spiritually that we don't quite see or know with our 3D mind at the moment. So that's why we have to have that trust and faith in what's unseen and intangible. And then also on Thursday the 15th or Friday the 16th, depending on what part of the world you're in, what time zone you're in, we have Mars in Gemini, Mars the warrior planet, planet of energy, action, and forward movement. And it's challenging, and a challenging square aspect to Saturn. Saturn can be about limitations, restrictions, insecurities, and inferiority complex, delays, and it's retrograde right now in Pisces. So where Mars wants to move forward, although he's kind of zigzagging all over the place with his movement being in Gemini, but with Saturn's influence, it might be slowing us down, having us wait, creating a sense of frustration, creating a sense of things not really unfolding in the way that we would like them to. And it could also be that there's insecurities cropping up. Either there's frustrations cropping up or insecurity cropping up, or we're not feeling quite confident about the movement that we're doing or the actions that we're taking. So that kind of starts this weekend of some other challenging aspects. On Sunday, actually it's Sunday. On Sunday the 18th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental realm in Leo, as we mentioned earlier in the week. But it's challenging Uranus. Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is about future-oriented types of energies. Uranus is about freedom and liberation. Uranus is about change and independence and doing things your own way, kind of beating to the beat of your own drum. Now, because Mercury rules communication, and Uranus can bring kind of this surprising kind of energy, there might be some unexpected communications happening. Either you're blurting out something that you wished you hadn't, or that you're surprising yourself with what you're expressing, or someone else is expressing something to you, or you've received some sort of communication via text or email or something else that is a little bit shocking or kind of came out of the blue. And again, that maybe you weren't expecting. Some of this might be surrounding the energies of wanting to feel liberated and free, or what you are speaking, that you're speaking your truth, even though it comes out very quick and blunt. You're speaking your truth because you want to feel liberated and free. And, again, it can come out in such a way that it's very abrupt. That's a great word for Uranus. Uranus is like the lightning bolt of abruptness. And so this can happen. It happens very early on Sunday Eastern time, so we might feel this on Saturday as well. Also on Sunday, we have the Sun in Leo connecting with Mercury retrograde in Leo. So the Sun is shining its light upon some sort of information, message, or communication of some sort. It's also a great time for creative writing, or to even journal and write your own thoughts down. And then we finish out the week with Venus in Virgo, and it's challenging Jupiter in Gemini. Now, Venus is all about love, relationships. She also rules personal resources like money and finances. She rules our values and how we value ourselves, our sense of self-worth. And in Virgo, she can be a little bit more cautious. She can be a little bit more discerning. She's trying to pick things apart to understand things a little bit better. She might ruminate a little bit too much, especially when it comes to love and relationships or money matters, where she gets in this kind of hamster wheel phase of ruminating on something and thinking about it over and over again, trying to understand it. When she challenges Jupiter on Sunday, and Jupiter is that big picture, the one that expands the energies into the big picture, where we're looking at a higher perspective. But it's in Gemini, and Gemini likes to look at the details as well. So we've got this kind of push-pull energy between the bigger picture, the details, what's really going on from a spiritual perspective, but this is what seems to be going on the earthly level. So we're kind of back and forth. It's a little bit difficult, and it is a challenging aspect, the square between these two. So all in all, between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we've got a few challenging aspects that might be difficult to kind of move through. Let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides from the Light Seers Tarot. Okay, so the first card is the Page of Wands. This is like the Page of Fire in the traditional tarot. And this is actually a very positive card. Now, pages are messengers. It is about information, communication. This could be about information that we're seeking, like for instance, taking a class or connecting to a networking event, right? It's about that communication and collaboration and getting to know people and meet new people. This can also be, again, about speaking, teaching, writing, and messages coming in, email, telephone, on social media, etc. And you can see by the image here, the fire energy, right? The fire, the wands, this is like passionate and creative, and she looks like she's feeling liberated and joyous and free to express herself, right? So she's really freely using her voice to express, and maybe even her creative self-expression, to express this passionate, joyous, light-filled energy within her. This is a lot of energy here. You can see that she's kind of kicking up her heels and swinging her arms back, and there's this swirl of fire energy here. The creative wand of inspiration, that's a good word too, is this can be about inspiration, the aha moment, the revelation, kind of, whoa, I didn't think about that before, or there it is, there's the message that I was looking for. So this actually starts out the week in a pretty good way. I feel like this is connected with the Mars in Gemini that connects with Jupiter in Gemini on Wednesday. So right around that first half of the week, this is kind of the energy that's at play. A lot going on a mental body level. And then the next card, this is Major Arcana 12, and it's the Hanged Man. So here you can see this woman is kind of hanging somewhat upside down, and she's having to look at things from a different perspective. And you can see here that there's the golden yellow light that's highlighting kind of around the crown chakra, third eye chakra of her head. And this is how you're seeing something, how you're envisioning something or visualizing something or thinking about something. But we have to look at it differently than maybe we have been, or differently than we normally would, based on what the circumstances are, because again, she's hanging somewhat upside down. She's even holding her ankles a little bit, so that might mean there's a pause in moving forward. She's kind of stopping herself from moving forward in some way, taking an action. She's slowing herself down. Plus, she's hanging upside down. It's hard to walk forward if you're hanging upside down. But this is, again, really about looking at something from a different vantage point. You know, how you think you see something or understand something, it might be something totally different if you look at it from a higher spiritual perspective. Now, it's interesting, as I'm thinking about the first card, right? The first card, she's wild and free and standing on her own 2 feet and moving forward. And doesn't it look a little similar as far as this freedom energy? If we turn the Hanged Man upside down, it's like she wants to be this free person, creatively expressing and feeling inspired, but she's kind of upside down. It's very interesting how it appears to me to be a little bit the same. Here her feet are free, she's dancing, moving forward. Here she's holding her feet, her ankles, so that she's stopping herself a little bit, or she's hesitating, or she's unsure about something. So it's like, again, let's look at something from a different perspective before we move forward, so that we understand it from the highest spiritual perspective before we take an action, okay? And then the last card came out as 2 cards. Let's look at the first of those 2 cards. Okay, they got the 5 of Swords. This isn't a big surprise with all of this mutable, changeable, excitable energy that's going on. The number 5 is just that. It's about chaos and confusion a lot of the times. It's about busyness, a lot of things going on at once. The Suit of Swords is the suit of the mind, our thoughts, our ideas, our perceptions, our beliefs. The communications might be all over the place. Our thoughts might be all over the place. Here, he looks a little dazed and confused, right? These crows, these messengers are bringing him messages, but there's 5 different crows saying 5 different things, and he's unsure of what the truth is, at least the truth for him. And that's what he has to sort out. That's what he has to figure out. He wants to feel free, and here again, there's this little figure in the background that looks like it's, a freedom, liberating, excited, thank goodness sort of feeling, almost like this woman here. But right now, he's unsure. Right now, there's a lack of clarity. There could even be some difficult communications with the 5 of Swords. So communications that we have with other people, and it is Mercury retrograde right now. We might need to really be clear on what we're saying, making sure that we're stating it in such a way that the other person is really understanding what exactly we're saying, and vice versa. If you're unsure as to what the other person is saying, or there's any room for misinterpretation, reiterate back and say, I hear you saying this, is that right? Because this can bring in some miscommunication, just as Mercury retrograde is known for. Now let's look at the card that came out with that. Okay, it's the Queen of Cups. So this is interesting because this is about our emotions, and we haven't really talked about emotions so much for this week. It's all about the mental body. But you can see that the Queen here, the water line is right here. It's almost like she's trying to keep her head above water, meaning she's trying to keep her head above the emotions kind of overtaking her, right? The emotions, the water is starting to kind of rise. And so here your emotions as well as your thoughts not only are confused, but your emotions are overwhelming you. And you're trying to, again, keep your head above water. She's looking up towards the sky, the universe, towards spirit for assistance and guidance, towards her angels and guides. Help me to keep emotionally grounded and feeling emotionally safe and secure, And although you want to feel your emotions, you don't want to necessarily get sucked in by them or let them overtake you, not falling into the vortex of negative emotions. And the same with the Five of Swords, not falling into this vortex of crazy, frustrating, anxious, kind of thoughts. So it makes sense that these two are together. We're dealing with emotions and thoughts, and there's a possibility that they're overtaking us in such a way with all that's going on this week that it's throwing us off our center and off of our balance. So we're going to go back to this card just to end and say, stop, pause, grab your feet, instead of moving forward, take a moment and look at things from a different perspective, to understand the higher implications from a higher spiritual level of it all. All right, let's see what your message is based on your stone of choice. So that first stone of choice was the red calcite and the quartz, right? Red calcite with the quartz. Special message. Red calcite in quartz. Okay, nothing's popping out yet as I open my eyes. I'm going to shuffle another time or two. Okay, this one's calling my attention. Of course, it's sticking up. And it says guide, the illumined path. So I really feel like whether this is an earthly guide, like a mentor, a counselor, a therapist, a friend, a parent, someone that's grounded that can assist you in guidance forward, or this could be guidance from a spiritual level and calling in your angels and guides and ancestors of the light to illumine the path forward for you, or at least to try to give you a little bit of clarity on this kind of crazy chaotic energy, in it all, helping you to seek that clarity here with this light. She's got a sword of light here, and swords of light usually are about cutting through the drama and cutting through the doubts and cutting through the fears to see with clarity, to have that inspired aha moment to where the light switch goes on and you see clearly how to move forward on your path. So just like it says, there's some sort of guidance, human or angelic, that's helping you forward to illuminate the path for you. So ask or listen, watch for the messages and how they might come in. It might even be an animal totem or something you hear or read in a blog or on social media, of all places. But, just kind of pay attention to messages coming from different places. Let's put that back in the deck in case somebody else gets it. The next stone of choice was the smoky quartz. So special message for the smoky quartz people. This one's calling my attention. Wings of light. Ooh, I like that. Wings of light. At the bottom it says, becoming something new. And doesn't this have a feeling of like freedom? It has a feeling of almost moving forward fast, unlike our pause of the Hanged Man card, right? Taking that pause, and maybe we still do take a little bit of a pause, but for those of you that chose smoky quartz, if you do, I don't feel like you're going to pause for long, because this looks like a streak of lightning, like the flash, it's kind of like moving forward fast here. You've got wings of light, you know where you want to go. The wings of change or the winds of change are just kind of at your back and kind of pushing you forward. And it could actually feel like that too. You still might have some doubts or uncertainty, but it's almost like everything's falling into place, and Spirit is giving you the signs and the messages and the movement and the people and whatnot to propel you forward, even if you don't feel certain or sure. So it has that feeling of like the angelic wings, have got your back, your angels have your back, and they're really propelling you forward in a faster movement than maybe even you're ready for. But you're becoming something new, you're moving into a new energy, a new situation, a new circumstance. You're rebirthing yourself in your life on some level. It could be just with how you think or feel about yourself, but this could also be about new situations and circumstances coming in quickly for you. All right, and then the last stone of choice was the black tourmaline with the quartz. So special message for black tourmaline and quartz people. This one's calling my attention. All right. Soul radiance, okay? And it says at the bottom, ooh, Phoenix rising, you guys. So the people that chose the black tourmaline quartz, this is, you are rising from the ashes like a phoenix, born anew. Your soul is radiating light, that creative self-expression, that sense of power or empowerment. This is you, your soul, in your truth and in your authenticity, beaming and shining and glowing with that radiance. So I love this card. This is awesome. That black tourmaline is just kind of transmuting layers of lower vibrational energy, and it's revealing kind of the gem beneath it all. It's like the diamond within the piece of coal. So you're coming out, you're shining your light, you're sparkling, and you just feel very empowered as you move through the end of this week. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to the weekly. If you haven't already watched the monthly intuitive reading, please go into my YouTube channel under Colleen Lemma and watch the August monthly energy forecast. Thank you so much for your love, support, your comments, checking in and booking services with me through my website, Sacred Soul Empowerment. Sending you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings. Namaste.